So both all-wheel drive vehicles and four-wheel drive vehicles, they're both going to increase your traction and control of your vehicle in inclement weather such as snow and rain. So what's the main difference between the two? Well, let's start with all-wheel drive vehicles. So pretty much that means that all the wheels are going to be turning and they're all going to be talking to each other. So if one loses traction, it'll send the torque to a different wheel. So the two different kinds are, the first set is going to have all four wheels pretty much all the time moving at the same speed, and they'll all talk to each other, and if one loses traction, it'll send it to another wheel. The second type is pretty much, let's just say, it'll be a front-wheel drive vehicle, so those two wheels will be the primary driver of the vehicle. And then when it senses that the rear wheel is losing traction, it'll send traction to the rear wheels. So therefore, you're pretty much going to have a front-wheel drive vehicle with an option of having all-wheel drive vehicles, therefore actually giving you better miles per gallon. So it's actually a nice feature to have. So now switch that to the four-wheel drive vehicles, you pretty much manually have to engage the four-wheel drive. So say you get stuck in the mud or anything like that, most four-wheel drive vehicles now have like a little knob you'll have to turn. Some of the older vehicles will have a shift knob down on the floor that you'd have to engage, and even the older ones you'd have to get out and actually manually have to engage the four-wheel drive. So they keep changing from year to year, but most of the times now you still have to engage it. There are a few trucks out there now that you don't even have to do that. It will automatically sense that your vehicle's slipping or stuck in the snow, and it'll automatically engage the four-wheel drive for you. So another main difference is that four-wheel drive is pretty much usually going to be on trucks, and they usually have a bigger suspension and a heavier duty suspension on it because it's more for hauling and towing. And it's also usually associates with higher clearance. So it's more for if you're doing like off-roading or doing exploring or anything like that that's off the pavement. Four-wheel drive is usually more for those circumstances. All-wheel drive, on the other hand, is usually made more for paved roads. So if you're just going to be kind of staying in the city, going to work, grocery stores, just running errands, all-wheel drive is usually pretty much made for those situations. So one more nice thing actually with the four-wheel drive is you get two different modes usually. And so that means you can have a high mode or a low mode. And high mode pretty much is more for if you're on pavement and you're ice or snow and stuff like that. It'll have the traction better for that. And then the low mode is actually for more torque. So if you're trying to get over rocks and kind of go off-roading, it's more for getting unstuck when you're off the pavement. So I hope that helped explain to you guys the difference between all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. If you're thinking about getting one of the two, most of it pretty much depends on where you're going to live. If you live in the South, you pretty much don't need either. If you live in the northern United States, you'll probably need one of the two. And again, it depends on if you're going on-road or off-road. Off-road, you're probably going to want more four-wheel drive. On-road, you're probably going to want the all-wheel drive. So I hope you guys found this video handy. If you liked it, make sure to hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.